Hey guys, it's been a few days. Hey guys, it's been a few days since I last worked on the 74 TR6, and now I'm back on it for who knows how long, maybe a few days, maybe just today, I don't know, because it's really hot. It's what is it? It's like 34 degrees Celsius outside. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's 34 Celsius, feels like 41, and it's very humid and it's hot, so I don't know if I'm gonna keep going here for too long. I just wanted to finish the few little things that I showed you in the end of my previous video, and then flip the car and see what I can do underneath. But again, I'm not gonna push too hard because it's so hot, it's crazy. I'd rather enjoy a beer by the pool and watch my 4 kids playing. Anyway, so let's get to work. So very quickly, just to remind you what we were doing in the previous video, I had a little repair over there. Somewhere here there were a few scratches that I needed to fix. Then I have to remove this wing now and do the body work on this part here. And there's just a few scratches over there, and that's gonna be everything for the top of the car. And then we're gonna flip it and we're gonna do the wheel wells, a little bit of body work, a little bit of sanding, because there's scratches here like I showed you before. There's scratches from chisels and stuff, and this is gonna show through the paint. And I know this is the wheel well, but I still want it to look nice. I don't want it to be, you know, uneven paint. So let me quickly take care of these little repairs on top, and then we're gonna go from there. So okay, all right, so it's another few days, actually more than a week, after I shot the beginning of this video, and I put some body filler over there and here and wherever it was needed, but then some other things happened and I couldn't come back to it. So actually I spent like 20 minutes on this car that day. Anyway, so now we're back to it. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay on it again, but I'm gonna start sanding this now. Not gonna keep you here again because I don't want to bother you. And yeah, and then we're gonna continue with the things that I believe we discussed in the beginning of this video. Somebody else has been working here, and of course that's how you leave a room in a mess. But anyways, I'm not gonna touch anything in this area because I'm gonna clean up there, and only if I need to start moving the car around, then I'm gonna clean this up. So just give me a second and I'll be back with all these areas sanded. All right, so this is finished here. This area, nice and smooth now. There were a few scratches here, as you remember, and there were a few scratches on the other side, right here. So all this is done now, and with this I can say that the entire top of the body is completed with body work, and now we can install back the wings, the wooden wings, and flip it to one side and start working a little bit on the wheel wells and on the seals, because like I mentioned before, I'm gonna be doing only the bottom and the inside of the car. The outside of the car, the body work and the paint is gonna be done in a paint shop. So I just want to do the parts that are not gonna be accessible in the paint shop, because we're gonna have the fenders mounted and everything. So we're gonna do all these parts and then we're gonna send it to the paint shop. Well, again, I'm rambling, so let's work. spend crazy hours here. We're gonna just smoothen all this. We're gonna sand all this. I don't think we're gonna get rid of all the paint, but at least we're gonna have to make it smooth, because again, like inside the engine bay, somebody scraped all the undercoating and stuff from here with the chisel, so now all these scratches are gonna show through the paint. So we're gonna just sand it so all this is smooth, and we're gonna put some body filler in areas where we did repairs, like only in the wheel wells, nothing here, nothing here, just in the wheel well, but the parts that are gonna be exposed when the wheel is off. And we're gonna strip the sills. That was a mistake, I think, installing the wood on this side, but anyways, we're gonna have to take out the wood again. I want to pay a special attention to this lip. I want to put maybe fiberglass. It's gonna be stronger here, so I'm gonna do some body work with fiberglass, I guess. And then also here, this wheel well, the same thing. We want to sand it, a little bit of body filler, not crazy. We're not gonna go crazy. It's gonna be wavy, but I just don't want the all the welds to be seen, you know. I'm not expecting it to be perfectly smooth, but again, at least so you don't see the welds through the paint. Again, nothing in this area. We have to just sand it here so it can take the paint, and same all over the place here. Wow, look at those repairs. We have to get rid of this bolt finally, and underneath, I think just a quick scuffing so the paint can stick. Here I think I have to close this like with a hammer and dolly, I guess, and spot weld it in some areas because it's solid but it opened, and I was gonna do that before but I forgot. That's why we're going back and forth, you know. You see, this is all bent. This is supposed to be open so it drains the water that goes in, but here this is pushed in. So we're gonna take care of this lip as well, and that's it. This was the welding from the other side, the bracket for the bonnet stay rod. So it was a little bit rough, so I smoothed it a little bit. Maybe we're gonna put a little bit of body filler here, and that's the only other part that I think we need to fill up a little bit, just a little, not much, and we're gonna be ready with this wheel well. Okay, I decided to go here with short strength fiberglass because I don't know, just because I think it's stronger and it's gonna hold better. Maybe I'm wrong, I have no idea. And while it was hardening, I came and sanded this wheel well a little bit. So this area is done. Here I didn't do much work because I'm gonna have to put fiberglass here now in this area, and then I'm gonna finish all this. But this side here I think it's done, except this corner that we're gonna have to do. And yeah, we're getting there. So I'm gonna put fiberglass here now, and I'm gonna go back and sand that. Okay, I didn't mix enough to put here and here, but we're gonna do it later. So I'm gonna go back and sand that now. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. Like the weld is not seen. It's not perfectly smooth. I mean, it's wavy here and there, but hey, it's a wheel well. And for those who think that this is an overkill, guys, I'm gonna tell you, this took me, including the applying the fiberglass and sanding it, took 10 minutes. This and this. So it's 10 minutes of my time, but every time I take off the wheel, I'm not gonna be upset by looking at it and thinking, well, I should have fixed that. Anyway, so for those who think that it is not enough, well, guys, it's just a wheel well. Anyway, all right, this is good enough. Again, it's not perfectly smooth. It has waves up and down, but you can't tell where the welds are, which was my main goal. I didn't want to have stitches like this, for example. Anyway, so we're gonna do a little bit more here, I think, and a little bit more here in this area, and a little bit more here. Like I said, we're not gonna go after those spot welds. That's factory. And yeah, and we're gonna be done with this one. And while we wait for it to harden, we're gonna pull out the wings again, and we're gonna start working on the sills. Somebody commented before and mentioned that the seals look sketchy and I should have replaced them, but I don't think so, because if you remember, everything else was rusted on this car but the outer seals, because they were replaced. As you can see here, they were all brazed in, so somebody replaced them in the past. We didn't replace the floors or inner seals or anything, but the outer seals were replaced. So when I took out the floors and the inner seals and everything, I had access to the inside of the outer seal, and I was able to actually assess it, and it was in a very good condition. So it was just painted inside and I left it alone. And as you can see on the outside too, it is perfectly good seal, so I don't think I should have replaced it. Anyway, so now let's see a little bit of body filler here at the bottom, and there's a little it's a little wavy here and there, so we're gonna put some body filler here in this area. And actually what I'm gonna do is, I'll show you. So we're gonna go with this sander on bare metal because it's flat, and then we're gonna look at the scratch pattern and we're gonna see where the highs and where the lows are. It doesn't like my sandpaper. Okay, then we're gonna do it manually. So there's a low spot here, there's a little low spot here, there's a high spot here that is a ding. So I'm gonna do again fiberglass here. I put a little bit of fiberglass here. I didn't have enough for the entire lip, but we're gonna do that later. And now I'm gonna come and start sanding this. There you go. So this wheel well is ready. I'm not gonna go any further than that. Smooth. There's a big indent here, but I don't care about that. I only care of it to be smooth. You see, here you can't even tell there was a weld before, and yeah. On to the seal. So for the seal, I wish I could use this sander because it's nice and flat, but for some reason it tears the sandpaper apart all the time, so I'm gonna have to look at that, maybe reinforce the sandpaper with another sheet of sandpaper behind it. I don't know, I'll see what I'm gonna do, because I don't wanna hand sand. I've done a lot of hand sanding on that car and I think I am over it now. is actually, I like it. So I'll show you what I see here. You can see there's a little bit of a low spot here, which we're gonna fill up with body filler now, with regular body filler, and everything else looks pretty good here. And there's another low spot right here, where you see the sandpaper doesn't make any scratches. You see the scratches end here and here, but this is a little bit low. So that's what we're gonna do. There's another a little tiny spot here, and everything else is on this lip that we wanna, or flange that we wanna fix. So I'm gonna put some more body filler now, and we're gonna go from there. There you go. A little bit more. And while it hardens, I'm gonna go and start sanding here, just so it is ready to be sprayed with whatever we're gonna spray it with. Right, it's not going very easy, so I'm running this little wire wheel in the corners and the DA sander in the flat areas, and it's moving. We're moving forward. I still haven't gotten into this corner there where we repaired, and I remember I treated it with rust converter at the end, so we just still need to wire wheel it. Okay, let's come back here now, and I think now I'm gonna go by hand. And that's it. This is where we're gonna leave it for now. Like I said before, this is just a rough body work, just to bring it back to shape. And then we're gonna spray epoxy primer. The whole body is gonna be covered in epoxy primer. And after that, we're gonna look more carefully into the body work wherever we need to. Or the body shop is gonna do that. We will see. The thing is, for now, this is more than enough. So now, this passenger side, passenger in Canada, is ready, I think, from body filler. So I'm just gonna keep going all over the place. I'm gonna sand or wire wheel wherever I can to give a little bit of tooth for the paint to stick to, and then we're gonna flip it to the other side, and we're gonna do the same on the other side. But I think the other side was a little bit better. We will see. Anyways, let's keep sanding here. All right, so the top half is all sanded or wire wheeled, or at least something is done to it, so it is pretty much ready to be sprayed. For now, we still need to install again the two wings up top and flip the car to its other side, so we can do the other seal, which is down there now. Oh, I've done the inner seal here too. I scuffed it so it is ready, because it's hard to work up there. I haven't done this there, so we're gonna do this when we flip it. Actually, before we do that, I think maybe it's a good idea to strip the paint from here, from the front valance, and at least from the top half, and same for the rear valance, because I think that's a comfortable position to work on. I'm just gonna move the car a little bit, like I'm gonna turn it this way so I can work on the front, and then turn it the other way so I can work on the back, and then we're gonna install the wings and flip it to the other side. All right, so half of the valance is done, the front valance. This area there I'm gonna do when I flip it to the other side, because I like sitting on my chair and working, and that's too low for me. I'm an old man already. So now I'm gonna turn it the other way. So I'm gonna turn it a little bit, and I'm gonna work on the rear valance. There you go. Now the rear valance, somehow I managed to strip the entire thing, as it was on this side, so I didn't leave half for later, which is good. And so turns out it's in a pretty good shape all over the place, except here there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dents that we need to deal with. Some of them you might see, like you can clearly see this one. Here probably you don't see this one and this one, but yeah, I can feel them. I can pull this one out. Yeah, I think it's worth pulling them out instead of filling them up with body filler again. I'm just gonna use the stinger, and I'm pretty sure it's not gonna take long. So let's get crack-a-lacking. Let's see now. Here's one dent. I'm thinking this one we can pull with just one pin. I don't know if you see like that. I keep saying that I'm gonna make a T-handle for this, so instead of hammering it I can just pull and hammer a little bit on the side, but I keep forgetting. Beautiful. Ha. Beautiful. Let's see if they're gonna snap now. Nope. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Yeah, you see this one snapped perfectly. Sorry. You're on my hose, guys. Okay, so now we can go back to our plan to put the wings on and flip it to the other side. Okay, so we know the game already. Here we have to do a little bit of body work over there where we've done a repair. I need to grind here a little bit before that though, and smoothen this paint so the scratches are not seen. Strip the seal, that's the last part of the car with paint, I think. No, this half of the valance as well needs to be stripped. This wheel well needs to be smoothened, doesn't need any body work as far as I can see. And a little bit of body work on the lip here, unless we find something else on the seal, but I don't think so. And that's gonna be it. So I guess that's I guess I'm not gonna hold you here for that. I'm gonna put an end to this video here because I think we are way too long now. And I'll see you in the next one when this whole car should be ready for priming and undercoating and stuff like that.